So hello and welcome to this video. What I'm going to be discussing in this video is how to actually make 100 grand from recruitment, either at home or working for a company. Now, just to be clear on this, I've done it for a company that I've worked for, actually two companies, but I haven't done it for myself. I'll come very close. So I just want to make that clear, but I exactly know what the blueprint is and I'm going to give it to you. I'm going to tell you how many clients you're going to need, how many sort of candidates you're going to need in terms of placements, and how to actually do it. So the first thing you want to do, obviously, in your first month is get as many clients as possible. Now, this goes without saying. Now, getting the clients, obviously, in your first month, all you want to be doing is sending out emails to clients. If you pick up some vacancies, great. You want to go back and still continue with that. You might want to split your time. So half a day on business development, the rest of the time use with candidates. Now, the risk with recruitment is going to be that you could get clients telling you, I want, these sort of candidates. If you can find them, we'll pay you X amount. Now, the trouble with that is going to be that you might not never find anyone. So you might just waste your time completely. Now, just to copy a quote from Jordan Belford, the only way to get rich is quick. Now, you really want to do things really fast at the start. This is when you're going to be most motivated. This is when you've started your new job, you've set up your own agency, and yeah, you just want to really get clients on board. Now, at a peak, I had probably 30 clients coming to me and saying, I need these staff. I knew from being on that desk that I could make, potentially 100 grand this month if everything all goes well. It never really does in recruitment, but you want to get to that stage where you've got a load of clients. I've never been in a position where I can't handle too many clients. It's possible, but I've never been in that position. I don't think there's enough time in the day to actually do business development when you've got 70 jobs on, which has happened to me. I've gone all the way up to 90 positions that I'm recruiting for. That value would have probably been somewhere between 300 and 400k for that month if I filled every position. So that's really when you dominate a sector. It was a small niche, but I really dominated it. And you could do the same. So ideally, you want to niche down in a specific sector. So if you want to do engineering, great, do something that specializes in, vehicles above 7.5 tons, or really big plant vehicles, something that, a pump engineer, something like that. You really want to be specific in what you do so you can really dominate the niche and then expand on there. It's no point just doing a general sort of engineering role. There is a lot of money to be made even in these smaller niches, and the beauty of it is they're less competitive because everyone's set up an IT business or finance and they're just recruiting for anything they can get their hands on. If you're really a specific niche, and you've got the experience personally, so if you've been an accountant yourself, great, recruit for accountants. Everyone's had some sort of background or training or even education. A lot of recruiters get hired because of their degree. If you've done a degree in marketing, chances are you're going to be recruiting for marketing positions, and it's a good way to get in there. If you've done a degree, apply for companies that have done or are recruiting. So back to the step, how many clients are you going to need to make 100 grand? Now, typically it works out, not every client's going to pay you the same. You're going to be off different rates with different people. Now, a touchy subject, but I recruited at 10% for a lot of my jobs. And I was always told by my boss, put the fee up. But companies used me because I was great. Still am great. And I charged 10%. So, coupled with that, they're getting better value from me, and they used me exclusively for a lot of positions. So they'd give everyone 6 positions, but I'd get 2 little positions that they may or may not need people for in the future, because the rate was good, and I made good money from it. So going back to that, placements, I'm going to base everything off 10%. Now, what you're going to need is the bread and butter clients. These are clients that are going to be quick to fill positions. They can't find them, but you can find them very easily by posting jobs, looking on CV Library, Total Jobs, the CV databases. They're called the bread and butter clients, which I use. The fees typically are going to be around 2 grand. The salaries are going to be 20 grand. What they're going to look like is nursery assistants, customer service advisors, sales positions. Sales is a very good sector as well. Customer service is fantastic. Technical support, those sorts of roles, people can't find candidates very easily for those, but recruiters can. So you can make very good money. These type of jobs are going to be positions where you're going to make 4 to 6 grand per month, every single month going on. You need about 10 of these clients per year, and it's going to look like, one a month, and that's going to be fantastic. I've had a client, probably my highest grossing client, which was giving me 30 grand per month in revenue, and they were just customer service positions. And I left that company, so I couldn't obviously work with them. I'm still got a good relationship personally with them, but you can potentially make 10 grand, 20 grand from just those little sort of, I don't want to call them low skilled, but entry level roles, positions where if you can prep candidates well for an interview, if you can help them pass an interview because you've got all the information from the client, chances are they're going to get the job. And it's high volume, quick, fast recruitment. If you've got good clients with that, 10 is all you're going to need for that. Now that's going to bring you a revenue, let's estimate it about 20 to 50 grand. The second is going to be the sort of mid-tier. Now these mid-tier clients are going to be, sometimes they're going to be difficult to fill. They're going to be worth about 3 to 6 grand. Now these salaries could be potentially customer service as well, or sales, but they could potentially be something like a pump engineer, like I mentioned earlier. Salaries for those are going to be 30 to 40 grand. Now you could go into the automotive sector, which I have experience in. A vehicle technician is going to get paid about 35 to 40 grand, depending on their experience. Now, they're quite not easy to find, but if they are looking, it's very fast moving. You could fill that position the next day, potentially. You could ring your client and say, I have someone suitable. Can I send them for an interview? If the person's out of work, bang, they're in a job straight away. They can start Monday. In some sectors, they work very, very fast in recruitment. So yeah, obviously, these are more experienced staff members, and they're going to be on a salary of about 30 to 40k, sometimes up to 60k. So these are going to be nice positions. I had a customer service role that was 60 grand on a 15%, and obviously that netted me a very good salary. It was a customer success manager, but that fee was close to 10 grand, and that was not easy, not easy to find, but it was not difficult. And it was the first person I sent for an interview. It was about a 2-week turnover. Another sector is obviously business development staff members. They're gonna be on a salary of about 30 plus. No one is going to do a cold calling sales job for that on that amount. And they're very easy to place, these people, because they're going to have revenue. They're going to tell you, I generated £2 million worth of revenue. They're going to tell the employer they're in the same sector. They're going to know if they're lying or not. There you go. If a salesman can actually sell, it's going to be a fantastic opportunity for you to obviously help them find the best position. And going back to, the sort of high tier, the God tier, the S tier, we're going to look at these sort of hard to fill roles. Now, these are going to be extraordinary fees. You might not even want to do this in your first few years. I usually don't try to win business off these sort of positions. They're sort of the executive roles. Now, I recruit for these only if a client I'm recruiting for and I've successfully placed for is advertising that job, and I spark up a conversation, or they ask me to help fill the position. The salary for these roles are going to be, 100k plus. Now, if you can offer a 10%, which nobody does on the executive search, everyone tries to push an even higher rate, 20 to 25 grand. I placed someone that had, I think they were one of the lead in mergers and acquisitions. I didn't even know what mergers and acquisitions was. It was off a client I was recruiting for business development and sales executives as well. And he said to me, can you find me someone? I posted an ad on Indeed, and people were biting my hand off. These were the most experienced people I've ever met in finance, and they were brilliant to work with, and it was a 12 grand fee. So, and it was a retainer off that as well. So I got an added fee upfront and a 12 grand placement fee. So with these type of roles, you're going to probably get them once in a while, maybe 1 or 2 a year. You might not be able to fill them, because if it's really sort of, tricky, and it's, you want someone head of research and development with 25 years experience, if you post an ad, chances are you're not going to find anyone. I maybe just got a bit lucky. But something like IT directors, something that there's a lot of, you can definitely pick up these. I've placed an IT director. That was a 12 grand fee as well. So these are going to be high level sort of positions, but you're going to typically have one or two of those. So it's going to make up maybe, 20 to 30 grand. If you're lucky, it may make up zero. I think the majority of your money, and a lot of people, disregard it, is going to be the tier one, the first level, the customer service, the sort of entry level roles where there's a volume there. A lot of companies, like for example insurance companies, need people on the end of the phone, to obviously pick up. A lot of those, I would suggest banks, but it's a bit tricky to get in with, and a lot of their call centers are abroad. But these sort of large companies like ASOS, I don't know any clothing brands, but ASOS, Boohoo, those sorts of online companies, they need people on the end of the phone. Even eBay and Amazon, they're going to need people on the customer service side. Don't forget, it could be you. Look at utilities. You could provide customer service for utility companies, for example. That could be your sort of bread and butter. And then obviously you can pick up roles from there. So going back to what you want to do is obviously pick up clients in your first month. Your second and third month, you're going to try and set up interviews for those. You're going to get an idea. It's about sort of knowing the market. You're going to know if those clients you can place. I mean, I could get a job now in a certain area in my industry, and I know if I'm going to place someone. I know if it's worth working on. And that's what it is. They say time is money in recruitment, and it's not what you do in the day. It's about how you know the market and how you actually, it's just trial and error. It's just getting it out there, setting up, spamming the email, not spamming the emails, but sending out emails to clients and seeing how they come back. You're going to hear the sort of things they say on the phone to you or in the email. They could say, look, I haven't got any budget. How are you going to convince them that, you can give them a good deal within their budget if they haven't even got a budget? And when they typically say no budget, it usually means no budget for you, not for them. It's, if you can make them a deal, then yeah, that's good. And obviously offer a good service. A lot of recruiters are bad, and if you can offer a good service, and the number one complaint is recruiters are too expensive, and if you can drop your fees, it's worth to have 100 clients on 10% rather than 20 clients on 15%. Mathematically, it works out much better, and if you can push a higher rate, that's great, but don't get bogged down on the fees, guys. It's, if you're working from home and you make a placement of £3,000 on a 10%, it's way more than the average salary, and it's way more you're going to get recruiting for someone else. So I hope this video helped. Let me know if I've rambled on too much. If you want to see videos like this in the future, I'll be happy to assist. But yeah, hope it sort of, answered any questions you have. Take care.